Whoa, hey, that's a fast dude.
For some reason, cop cars are a little faster than cabs.
Where we're going, we don't need roads. Try to get me now, suckers. Try it, buddy. Woo!
See if you can commandeer this. Well, I guess you don't need a boat. There you go.
Woo!
One of the most interesting things about video games as a medium is the unique relationship that gaming has with its past.
The gaming industry is so laser focused on barreling into the future that it's only recently started to revere its past. And why is that? Because of hashtag We The Gamers. We're little nostalgia pigs, squealing at the tiniest reference to something we loved in our youth, and we're ready to pay top dollar for it.
Which is precisely why remakes and remasters of classic video games are becoming a cornerstone in the current market. Everything from Resident Evil, Crash Bandicoot, Star Wars, to the Grand Theft Autos and Marios. People want remakes, and with fan reception as big as it is, it's hard to argue.
So now that the demand for these remakes and remasters is proven, the question becomes, how far do you go?
Because in our eyes at least, a good remake isn't just putting it on a new console and slapping some new textures in there. Sometimes it's about distilling the experience you had with the game. You want the game to feel how you remember it feeling, not how it actually plays today.
Let's look at maybe one of, if not the best Zelda games, Wind Waker. This game is absolutely beautiful still, and it plays just as good as it looks. So the effort needed for it wasn't as intensive. It just needed a little spit shine.
They put this bad boy in widescreen and added some bloom lighting and oh my god, this game is looking better than brand new releases. That's all they needed to do to make this game a 10 out of 10.
But they even fine-tuned the game to fix problems that people had with pacing, added new features, and even made sailing faster, which was only slowed down by the limitations of the GameCube at the time. Now you're fucking cruising.
But that game had it easy because the bones were solid. Some of these other games are a little more decrepit and decayed after all these years.
Just look at Resident Evil 2. It's considered one of, if not the highest point in the series, but playing it now, it's clunky, stiff, and frustrating to control by modern standards in a way that's not easy to go back to. And some of these line reads, ugh.
Hold your fire! I'm a human!
Now look at the remake.
Oh my god, I hate this game. I hate this game. Ah! Iggy Pop!
This wasn't as easy as Wind Waker. Everything was made from the ground up to fit a modern version of what this game would feel. And it just, you know what? They did such a good job. I can't play this. It's way too scary.
All right. Holy fuck.
Behind you!
Ah! Fuck. Sorry. Oh god, my aim. Oh no. Move that big booty.
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh god.
There have been a number of really high-quality remakes and remasters in the last couple of years.
Shadow of the Colossus, a game all about scale and scope, really benefited from everything the remake that Bluepoint could do, making you feel small and insignificant in the presence of these absolute monsters. With improved controls, frame rates, and beautiful visuals, it's one of the best games I've ever played, and it's only made even better.
They even worked on the remake of Demon's Souls for the PS5. And at a time when all games on the PS3 were just this muddy brown and gray mess without any color, and they tried tricking you into thinking it was realism.
Now with the remake, just looking at the comparison, you can actually see that it has color, you know, for as much as a Souls game can have. And they spent so much time polishing it to really increase the environmental storytelling. The amount of detail and work into making something so beautiful just to dirty it up really paints the picture of what happened to this world. When most of the story isn't told at all, but shown, sometimes a major overhaul to the graphics can be the best thing for it.
In Vicarious Visions, the developers of the handheld ports of the Tony Hawk games released an absolutely fantastic remake of the first two classic games in the series. With the same tight and responsive controls you're used to, along with a classic generation-defining soundtrack that we will not be showcasing here because we don't want to get dick slapped by YouTube. But it's also full of new tracks that fit like a glove and a slick new coat of graphical paint.
All right, I'm gonna wipe out and get nothing.
Some
Matt.
steaming over there.
Is that how
And
you
it's
do-
just fucking combo!
not where you wanted to go either.
Now don't land anything or I'll be a horse.
It's
A horse's ass.
Crash Bandicoot and Spyro had excellent remake packs, overhauling it all so we can finally learn what the fuck a Bandicoot actually looks like. And with these remakes in the form of Crash and Mercury Steam's Metroid Samus Returns, it helps showcase that remakes can be an excellent proving ground for developers to try their hand with the beloved game series and measure interest before bringing the series back for revitalization. And the numbers speak for themselves.
The best part is that so many of these games are released at heavily reduced price points, delivering a classic game as well as a current generation experience at a competitive price.
Now, Pokemon has been in the remake game longer than just about anybody. Since 2004, Pokemon has been re-releasing the games every couple of years, and in many cases, these remakes have served as the definitive editions of those games, and the prices on the secondary market reflect that.
But like we talked about, what a good remake should truly strive to do is not recreate the game one-to-one, but recreate how you felt playing that game. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are the absolute masterclass of this. Everything about it sprung to life and told the story about the world that you're in, as well as the relationship that you have with your Pokemon. The locations in the world weren't just recreated, they were reimagined to bring them to new heights that weren't possible on the original hardware. So many features that we all love all originated from this game, and people are still consistently asking for features as well as the quality that were put into it that are still being left unfulfilled.
Director Morimoto stated, "We've been greedy in the amount of gameplay elements we've squeezed in there. There is so much included that I even had colleagues saying to me, 'Are you sure you should be going this far with the remake?' In that sense, it's not simply a remake. I think it's more than that. Looking at the new Diamond and Pearl remakes, which aren't handled by Game Freak, yes, but they are still being done by the Pokémon Company. You know, the one that is the most profitable media franchise in the entire world. The one that makes more money than, Mario, Marvel, Star Wars, even Mickey Mouse.
They're putting out games that are leaving fans pretty vocally upset in terms of their quality. Diamond and Pearl don't seem to have the same mindset the series used to have when it comes to remaking their games. And in fact, this is the first time Game Freak has outsourced their remakes to another studio. In this case, to the developer of Pokemon Home, a fantastic Pokemon menu simulator.
Even in comparison to 2019's Link's Awakening, which has a really similar art style, it just looks empty, hollow. Hell, it doesn't even look a fraction as good as the remakes they released 3 years ago. Now, just give you little peepers a look at the remake of Dragon Quest III. Instead of going for a 3D experience in the engine of 11 or some compromise like Diamond and Pearl, we are met with an entire visual style that is specifically building on the feeling of the original game. It still uses sprite art as its art style and direction, but with the power of new consoles and a lot of love, they were able to breathe life into this game, while keeping everything that the series is known for intact. Looking at this makes me emotional for a game I've never played. I can't wait to try this, and imagining other classics like Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy VI in this art style has me foaming at the mouth. Ultimately, I'm having a fun time with Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, but I can't help but feel I would have been just as happy with the port. When there's no new features and it's just more of a one-to-one remake and arguably a worse art style, a port seems like it would have been just fine.
But while Pokemon might be the most recent example, they are far from alone in delivering a disappointing remake. Rockstar is one of the most successful video game studios in history, and the GTA games are their crown jewel. So after months of rumors and speculation, a long-awaited remaster of the classic GTA PS2 games were announced. And, well...
Bruh.
Sorry, officer.
This is gonna be sick though. Watch this. You kind of went up in an angle. Hey, you made it!
On the skin of...
Oh, no!
But the night is always darkest before the dawn, and Rockstar has addressed these complaints and concerns from gamers, with promises of updates in the future, and there is a precedence for that. When the Master Chief Collection released in 2014, it was a total mess, but with a lot of hard work from the team at 343, it has evolved into the absolute best way to play Halo, until, recently.
So as we've mentioned before, gaming is the fastest growing and evolving medium on the planet. And right now we're experiencing some serious growing pains in a part of the industry that doesn't really have a comparison in other art forms. Because while movies and books can receive adaptations and recreations, you can always go back to the original source material. Gaming has a serious preservation issue with its own history. In many cases, these remakes and remasters could be the easiest or cheapest way to access these games, or in some cases, maybe the only way to access them. And therefore, they have a greater responsibility to accurately represent the things that they are remaking.
As long as there are hardworking, talented studios behind these remakes and passionate, caring fan bases that drive the industry forward, remakes and remasters can move away from being quick, nostalgia, bait cash grabs, and more toward polished, definitive editions that gamers can enjoy for years to come.
Thanks for watching the video. My name's Josh.
And I'm Levi.
And if you liked the video, consider hitting that like button, subscribing, or sharing the video. We're really small, so everything makes a monumental difference.
And if you want, comment down below on what your favorite remakes are, or ask us what remakes you want to see. I really, really want to see Tales of Symphonia get a proper one.
And I want to see one for Donkey Kong Country too. Or you can always just watch our video on the remake of Super Monkey Ball to see what we thought of that.
And I unfortunately didn't get like a spare 45 minutes to talk about all the feelings I have from the Final Fantasy VII remake, but I promise you it's coming.
Again, thanks for watching the video. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.